Mothman or not, old habits die hard. Cursed. It is a 2021 gothic horror film released in 2022, directed by Sean Ellis and stars Boyd, Slap Me in the Face with Your Dick, Holbrook, Kelly Riley, and Alistair Petrie. In the film, a bunch of shitty, rich-ass white people looking to get rid of some locals decide to take matters in their own hands and set some shit on fire. It all comes back to bite them in the ass when the town starts collectively dreaming about a monster and their kids start dying, blah, blah, blah. You've seen it all before. Except this time, it's about a goddamn werewolf. I'll take a full glass of good stuff. Taking the traditional werewolf lore, flipping it on its head, and fucking it up the butt is just the beginning of this flick's master strokes. We're like 2 minutes into this thing and I've already talked about dicks in the face, butt fucking, and jerking off. Somebody's getting laid tonight! But in all seriousness, the mythology surrounding the titular curse is so well conceived and expertly laid out throughout the course of the film's runtime that it's just, well, it's just fucking sexy is what it is. From gypsies using silver to create a pair of jaws, and having that not only be the driving force behind this new werewolf mythos, but also the film's MacGuffin to an absolutely genius, albeit horrifying, creation of a scarecrow to shared dreaming and creepy nursery rhymes whose meaning is intertwined with biblical scripture, this is a whole different breed of werewolf movie. Speaking of different breeds, you ain't never seen a lycanthrope like this. When the curse overtakes its host, these fucking like tentacle things engulf the victims as they scream in agony and terror. And it can happen whenever or wherever. No full moon required here. Not on these moors! Also, these motherfuckers walk around looking stark naked as fuck! Which was highly frowned upon at the time. We are talking not acceptable in society. Seriously, no fur! Just a bunch of furless bitches. Ha! I got it right that time. I can use the word because I got it right. It's just a bunch of she-pups running around in this picture. Okay, so there's like one dude, but you know what? I ain't splitting hairs. Not today. I ain't splitting hairs because there's no hairs to split. Wanna know why? Furless. No hair. They're furless because we are talking furless bitches. This is a general vibe about this talkie that I am here for. It's cold, bleak, with major autumn feels and a deep sense of dread cloaking the whole thing. And if you know anything about me and how I like my spooky season horror movie vibes, you know this flick's production value has me creaming in my jeans. Tom Hardy, Daniel Craig, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, John Bernthal, what do all these men have in common? Well, besides the fact that they are all phenomenal actors, I, as a happily married straight man, would invite any one of them to whip out their dicks and slap me in the face. And you can go ahead and add Boyd Holbrook to that list too. The man is criminally underrated as an actor and may very well deliver his best performance in this picture. Poised with conviction, courage, charisma, and likability, Holbrook manages to deliver one of the best leading man performances in a horror movie in recent memory. My balls are sweaty, so it must be time to talk about the shit. Pacing is a little off in this doodad. As it stands, the picture show runs for an hour and 51 minutes, but something tells me that there is a more patient and refined 2 hour and 30-minute cut somewhere out there. As I've stated before, I like me a long movie, if it's a good movie. And 75% of this flick flows just right, but the other quarter is a bit too brisk. I feel like had they pumped their brakes and took their time to build upon the suspense and dread that is already there, it might have worked a little bit better for me. Something about the ending, while perfectly fitting, does feel a bit lackluster. I have no solution for this. I am just complaining to complain because I am a worthless piece of shit and I'm gonna go kill myself. The irony. I guess I should have bought silver bullets. Speaking of silver, the OG title for this movie was called 8 for Silver, which is not only a fun reference to the aforementioned creepy nursery rhyme, but is a foreboding and creative title that catches people's attention and makes them wonder what the fuck the whole thing is about. quote. Instead, the film was retitled to the completely uninspired, boring, and totally derivative The Cursed. I would actually place 99% of this picture's box office failings on that flim-flam of a floozy title. $10 says the studio exec played a part in it. I don't understand it, Johnson! It's a metaphor. The lycanthrope represents a drug addiction, and the silver represents the riches of your life that you have to give up when you succumb to addiction. It's an allegory! The film's an allegory! Don't use words I don't understand, nerd! Or I'll kill myself and then you! Go ahead and give me that rewatch. This is slow burn period piece, so naturally it's not the type of flick that you would throw in with your friends at a get-together. But the incredible quality of the film and fresh take on a tried and true monster movie make you want to revisit this flick more often than not. Plus, the spooky vibes and bleak atmosphere make it a perfect watch for late October through mid-November. There is a dark emptiness about that specific period of the year that absolutely suits this picture and would make it a perfect time for an annual rewatch, double billed with either The Others, The Shining, or a recent victim of the Jony horror reviews, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Gang, this is one of the best horror movies to come out in recent memory, and no one is talking about it! I don't know if people got hung up on the fact that it's a period piece, the slow burn aspect, or its dumbass fucking title, but the long and short of it is, this is the best werewolf movie to come out in the last goddamn fucking piece of shit 40 years. I mean, I don't know, maybe people just don't like werewolf movies anymore. Twats! But if you do, turn out the lights, pour yourself a stiff drink, and drop your drawers, because this picture will get you there. No full moon required. Well, that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Jony Horror Reviews. I'm your host, Jony Horror, here to remind all you crazy youngsters to be kind to one another. Don't go digging up graves or singing creepy nursery rhymes. And always remember, even a man who is pure at heart and says his prayers at night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright.